Oh yeah, we definitely want to give a shout out to all of our sponsors. Whoa, without you guys, it couldn't be possible. I got something special in mind for you guys. Thinking about going a little harder with it. Getting all of your logos put on this varsity jacket while I run down on this TAB campaign. Don't be surprised if you see your logo on a hard varsity, customized by reps and scales. Oh yeah, we definitely
just to give me some more. Houston, Atlanta, Alabama, and Savage like PBE tour. Red door, call up my ops and they live in the morgue. Real life and no life is next. I'm a syndicate, shit, I'm the Lord. Yeah, when it rained, it poured. Blood on my Jordans. I go to the store and spend your more just to give me some more. With a bad bitch and you free. Spending all this money that we finna make. She said that she feel me like she feel the beat. Hey, 90 on the interstate. It was an industry I innovate. She says my soul I be generating. That was a dinner day.
Yo, let them know who you is, man.
My name's NOXBOND, man. You know what I'm saying? Boss man, leader of the syndicate, creator of anything you see that says next level. Y'all see the logo everywhere. I'm the guy behind it.
So I gotta ask, because of course, unfortunately, every white rapper has a stigma.
Am I white?
You are, unfortunately.
Oh, okay.
And you're in the city of Atlanta.
I thought I was American.
And you're surrounded by a gang of niggas.
Right.
So like, how do you necessarily find your avenue type shit? Because that's it's harder for y'all than it is for us, as weird as that sounds.
Well, thank you for acknowledging that.
Absolutely.
I've dealt with reverse racism my entire life.
Type shit.
So in the music industry, it's highly prevalent because I'm typically... Oh, it's not sad. It is what it is. Yeah, no, it's not sad. No. It is what it is. It made me a soldier, dog, because
I like when pressing the button so people tell their story so they feel it.
So they feel it, right?
If you say some good shit, it's still gonna sound. Yo, let them know who you is, man.
My name's NOXBOND, man. You know what I'm saying? Boss man, leader of the syndicate, creator of anything you see that says next level. Y'all see the logo.
Yeah.
Good evening, everyone. You are now tuned in. I am your host, Miss TML. You are sitting here with me, Real Talk with TML, and the legendary boss man himself, NOXBOND. I have been waiting for this interview. And I just want to commend you because you're such a leader and you're so humble. And I just see that from just the way you move in your movement that you created. And how I came upon you was through another artist that I had on the show, which was T Woods.
That's bro. Yeah, that's bro.
Yeah. And that was like how I started to discover who NOXBOND was. And it was crazy because I was like, dude, why haven't I ever known about him? Like, I just was like so amazed with so many different of your accolades and the things that you've done in the music industry. And I just want to bring those things to light tonight because I think you're a hardworking, dedicated entrepreneur and artist. And I think that shows just so much about you through what you've done and your work and the ability. Like I say, you know, I tell people all the time, people call me boss lady. And I always say, don't call me that. You know, like that was always my thing. Like I had to take that title. I understood, but the boss always gets blamed when things go wrong. You know what I mean? So that's was always my motto. And I had to understand I owned it because I created opportunities. And I think that's ultimately what a boss is, but it's also what a leader is. And I just think that you exhibit that in so many different ways. So kudos to you. I want to give you your flowers tonight. And I just want to tell you how much I admire you as a man, as an artist, as a great talent in this industry.
Well, I appreciate that. You know, I greatly appreciate it. I didn't really call myself boss. It was just I started hearing it so often. Every time I pick up the phone, hey boss, you know what I mean? Every
Right.
time I'm conversation, every time somebody's introducing somebody. So, it kind of becomes something where, I mean, I got 1,000 people call me boss man. I guess that make me the boss man. You know what I mean? Like, so, but yeah, I'm just, trying to make the world a better place and trying to create a path where none exists. Right. So it's always, if you're trying to create a pathway where none exists, that's where it's going to be the toughest, because you got to get the trees out the way. You got to, make room. Then you got to flatten the land. Then you got to lay the pavement. Then you got to put lines so
Right.
people know how. So, it's like it's really building from the ground up, because I spent so much time in the music industry trying to maneuver it, that it was really clear what it was missing, because
Mm-hmm.
it was the things that were not available. So
That's right.
it was just a matter of putting that together, as an artist, what doesn't exist, and then,
Right.
creating that. And that's the downside
And
of
that's
it. Yeah, it makes me sound weird.
no. I mean, but it's also it's the entrepreneur, vision that you have, that you've manifested, and that you've shown, like, all these different entities of the music business you've created your own. And that's how, eventually, I believe in like the 2000s, we started to see the change in regards to, record labels no longer needing A&R, artist development departments wasn't necessary, because artists, they were already being able to be packaged and sold, and, things like that. There wasn't a lot that the A&R department basically left the record labels. And so
Okay.
now you have to find ways to polish these artists, to develop these artists. And I think that was the best part about what broke off from the industry, because now it created people like us, people who can basically help artists in an independent way and show them the path, like, without them having to be signed into a deal necessarily. You know what I mean? Like,
Well, I mean,
or a
I
deal
would
that,
I would I would say that would probably, like, for me, you have to sign a deal for me to give you the
right,
keys, because I am the record label. So,
right.
I do sign and develop artists. Um, but
Hmm.
if you're signing a deal, then I give you all the keys. Artist
Right.
development, it's so, like, we've taken an artist that had 200 followers and put a campaign behind that artist, and within 3 months had 20,000 followers, and,
Hmm.
had a buzz. And, the first thing that they did is take credit. It's the first thing they did is show their
Of course.
disloyalty. Um,
Hmm.
so I don't know. I have complex views about the music industry. I don't think that every artist is deserving of being an artist, of having a voice, of having a stand, of spreading a message, because a lot of them are ignorant and filled with hate. And
Hmm.
so if you give ignorant, hateful people a podium, it creates more ignorant, hateful people. So I think that, not everybody needs to be developed, but when
Of
somebody
course.
has good energy and they have that positive vibe that needs to be shared with the world, we definitely have a system, to get their music on Sway in the Morning and DigiWax and, all of these different things behind me. We had a rollout today with the record where the artist happens to be my brother. He happens to
Hmm.
have been born from the same mother and father. So he kind of
Wow.
has a little bit of an advantage, right? Because he's my brother, he's my
Right.
blood brother. So what I did with his record is I actually, we put together a full song with me and PBE Pluto and Trill Will, and I put that as the first single of my album. So you know what I mean? We're
Right.
doing everything that we can do for it. Team Bigger Ranking just jumped in today. So now it's on Vertigo and Bigger Rankings mixtape site, the email blast that they do, their whole network is involved. So what I'm trying to do is, well, not what I'm trying to do. What I've done is I built a conveyor belt system to where every time we
Right.
drop a record, there's a campaign behind it. Now, the monetary value of that campaign is, it was 2,500, but now that everybody's involved on their end, the monetary value of that campaign is significantly higher. It's probably 3,000, 3,500, $4,000 every time we drop a record. That's the value of the campaign that we run on the record. So all we
That's
want to
right.
do is just keep building up that sponsorship package to where it's a $5,000 package, it's a $10,000 package, it's a $100,000 package every time we drop a record. And you know, we were able to break artists and develop DJs and put everybody into a better position, really.
It's definitely working, is what I could say, because I knew about Trill Will through another affiliate, and it was crazy because I was like, wait, he's connected to him? Like, that's crazy. I was like totally blown away because I seen how hard these guys were going for Trill, and I was like, wow, like he definitely got some backing behind him, because that's important. The one thing I try to express to artists is, you know, when I build camp, promotions and things like that, it's not just a promotion anymore. It's a campaign. And that's how you have to look at it. You have to look at it like you're running for president, you're running for mayor, you're running for governor. And, you use that same motto in regards to sponsors and things like that. That's important for artists to understand. This part of the business now is how you break artists and how you become relevant in this music industry, because if you don't have money behind you, I mean, honestly, and that's what artists don't see. They don't see that part of it. You know what I mean? Like that's what I've learned with working with artists and things like that. So now for me, it's, more been about, okay, I can do your promotions, build you a package, do things like that for you. But also, all these things cost money. So if you're not willing to invest in yourself, how can I invest in you? Why should I invest?
Right. Or you have to stand out. Go ahead. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No. As you know, it's hard because artists pick up and drop things very easily. You know what I mean? There's not a lot of artists that I know that are consistent. And I say consistency brings the victory. So finding those type of people and being able to cross paths with those type of people is a blessing. And that's important, I think, to highlight.
I think for myself that I invested every penny of my entire life. Any time that I made a commission check or that I had any money come in, I invested it in my music career. So if an artist is, trying to get involved in the music industry without spending money, good luck. You know what I mean? Good luck. It's the first thing that I tell anybody is that you got to figure out a way outside of the music industry to make money so that you can be able to fund yourself. So, everything is pay to play to a certain level until it's not pay to play and it's free. See, the thing with the music industry is that the way that it's able to operate is because nothing is sustainable. Nothing is free. You can't just go do it for free forever. Otherwise, everybody would just go do it and everybody would be celebrities. It's built and designed the way it's built for a reason. We don't want everybody as celebrities.
Right.
So the fact that it's not sustainable means that you can't keep doing it. You can only do it as long as you have money. It's built that way. It's made to where you just pour in your money and you keep trying to buy a position that you really have to earn. So the same industry operates in a not for pay industry for different people, for managers, for people like me, for people that are A&Rs at record labels. You better believe if Jadakiss calls, they're not going to charge him to come on to a phone call, right? But at the same time, there's a whole separate industry where if you're not known, you're not established, nobody knows who you are, and you have to pay to get in. And you have a certain sense of entitlement that's based on your quote unquote talent. And you feel like as an artist, your talent is enough to get you in the door. and you just don't realize that, you know, the talent is almost irrelevant because everybody makes music and we can teach anybody how to do anything. You know, I took a girl one time from Tinder that I took her on a date, had a good time with her, enjoyed myself. And so then I wrote a song for her, took her to the studio, showed her how to sing it, executive produced it, created the album cover, created a name for her, released it, distributed it, did a press release, sent it to my DJs, and created a character and an artist overnight. She didn't have to really, you know what I mean? Because I told her every step of the way what to do. So the talent, what the artists don't really understand at this point in the game is that the talent is almost irrelevant and the artists are almost interchangeable. So your entitlement is completely for naught. Like the entitlement, and we care more about the artist's energy because we got to deal with them on a consistent basis. You know, so like when you mentioned Trill, you know, when I started working with him probably about 5 years ago, he already had 100,000 followers. He was already touring. He was already affiliated with Savage Life. So everything that I was doing and everything that he was doing came together. And so I signed him, and then I made him a partner of my company and the chief operating officer of my company. So now when people see it and they see 1 million followers and they're like, wow, you know what I mean? But that has been a long, hard grind. Or like my 5 million streams on Spotify and YouTube and all that, and the millions of streams on TikTok, all of that is directly because of this. Because everything that we do is sustainable. We can do it every time we drop a record. Every single time we drop a record, we can put it on DigiWax because it's sustainable. It's a part of our system. It's a part of our operations. So, you know, that's the difference. It's got to be something that money isn't reliant on. It's like money is cool, but money gets you so far. You got to actually really be able to rap. You have to know the unwritten structure of rap. You got to know to change bars every 4 bars. It's complicated. There's a lot to it. Not to mention the business.
It is.
The business
Not to
is
mention the business.
convoluted and twisted and confusing, and artists don't even understand. They don't even own their music, so they're not even really playing. You know. What I learned with Sound Exchange, I'm on their board. So only 4,400 artists in 2022 properly registered their music. Only 4,400 songs were properly registered and paid dividends. Out of the million songs that were released in 2022.
Million. That's
only 4,000 of them were properly registered.
Right.
That's mind blowing. That means that there's a whole
and I believe it.
People don't know about. They don't know the rules, so they can't even play the game.
They can't play the game. And I think that's what sets you aside from everybody else. I want to highlight your award this year for the Promoter of the Year with Yo ATL Rap. That was dope.
Yeah. Shout out Street Sweeper. It was a complete surprise. I moved here. I was here for 4 months, and I didn't even claim to be a promoter. I'm a rapper.
Wichita? From Kansas?
From Wichita, Kansas. Yep,
you came from Kansas?
I love Wichita.
Okay.
Like I said, I'm a rapper. I ain't never claimed to be no type of promoter. I'm not a promoter. You know what I mean? I'm the owner of the syndicate.
You are.
I know, but it's like I'm the owner of the syndicate. I'm not a DJ. I don't DJ. Right. I don't promote. Right. I don't market. I don't do shit. I own the whole syndicate. I created it. Right. I put it all together. I turned it into a machine. Right. I took all the operational parts and put them in the machine. So people like Street Sweeper and Yo ATL Raps, he sees that and he makes me the promoter of the year. Now the thing with ATL Raps, they don't just do, hey, you're the promoter of the year. They do votes. And so even when I came to get the trophy, I was like, yeah, he said I was the promoter of the year. They're like, do you mean that he said you were nominated to be the promoter? And I'm like, nah, he said it was like some secret ballot and I won. So yeah, there's no nomination. I'm just here to get my trophy before the event starts. they're like, wait a minute. You can't pick up your trophy before the event starts because nobody knows who won. I'm like, hey, look, can I get my trophy? It's got my name on it. Go look for it. You know what I mean? They come back, boom. Oh, okay. I guess you must be the promoter of the year. So, yeah, it was cool.
That is so dope. And I say that because people don't understand what goes into the street promotion and the marketing and the things that go behind the campaigns that you're doing. And you have to be creative and you have to stay relevant and you have to stay giving people more content. And that's not easy.
Let's show them.
I tell people this all the time, being consistent, but that shows that for me told me like this guy is out there. He's everywhere.
Yeah, we could show them. So this is the radio syndication network, right? We place DJs on these radio stations. You know, Sway in the morning, Franchise Radio, Sirius XM. This ain't for play. That's a Sway. You know what I mean? So we place DJs and we place records on these. I've had records and DJs placed on all of these stations. This is a magazine publishing network that I get photo shoots and interviews published on the magazines. There's a whole coalition network down here. Look, this right here. This is all the separate coalitions within my coalition. Stuff like DMF, Promo Vatican, Team Bigger Rankin, Boss Talk Nation. Shout out Drummer Boy, Drum Squad Records, other DJ coalitions, modeling agencies, King of Diamonds. You know what I mean? All types of major PB.
I love it.
Nerve DJs. So those are the coalitions within the coalition, right? Then over here, we got the DJs, right? Because you can't do nothing without the DJs. So these are all DJs that personally sponsor me, that play the records that I send them. DJ GMJ over here, he's on like 12 radio stations. DJ Big Six, he uses our syndication network, so he's on like 30 radio stations. So like these DJs play my music on whatever they're on. And then we got this is like the promoter network down here. So these are all like the different promoters. You know what I mean? All Green Entertainment, Golden Money, Royal Umbrella.
I love it.
Those are the promoters. And then I got my own distribution network. So I have like, I think 9 distribution deals. So as you can see, Universal Music Group, TSO, Zarafat Enterprises, Live Mixtapes, Heavy Hitters, TikTok, Sound on Global, Beatroot, Mafia Music, Track Addicts, Good Morning Music. You know what I mean? So those are all the different distribution deals that I have. I actually have contracts with them.
We need my logos on there, definitely.
Yeah, we got to.
We need my logos on there, definitely.
Next level.
Next print.
We got to get.
I already signed up. I definitely signed up on the website.
Okay, did you get a welcome email?
I don't think I got a welcome email, but I have to check my emails again.
Okay, my new president got some stuff going on, so I know he kind of backed up, but we'll get you a welcome email and get you put in the chat room, and all that stuff's supposed to be automated.
Definitely.
But yeah,
I
so
love
that's,
it.
this is,
like I said, I have my own network up here. That's what I do, up here in New England. And the reason why I started the podcasting was to bring people from other parts of the country, other parts of the world to New England. And so that it bring New England artists out to other parts of the world. Because I've built such a collective of different artists that I've worked with in all these states up in the Northeastern region. So I just want to welcome you to my network. And, I'm going to push anything you give me, anything you want me to do. I'm all about building alliances, and seeing you do this and manifest this where you are is just so genius. And I think that people need to recognize that. What you've done is amazing.
Well, I appreciate that, and it's okay. Let them keep sleeping while I take over the whole industry. They don't, you know what I mean? They can sit here, they can sleep, and they can not acknowledge that their big homie calls me boss man, and I'm just gonna get more big homies to call me boss man. That's all I'm gonna do. So
That's it.
I'm gonna put people into position. I'm gonna take care of myself and my family. And you know, if people don't acknowledge it, I feel like that's almost a benefit at this point because I'm really taking over
Hmm.
the music industry. So the less
Right. You
confrontation I
created
have
your
about
own
it, the better.
industry.
Yeah,
You created your own industry.
I created my
And,
own
you
music
know,
industry. Yep,
that's so
yep,
prevalent in regards to what could be shown in today's world. You know what I
yep.
mean? Like, I think the biggest thing, my question to you, what made you move to Atlanta?
So I came here because my brother got me booked for a show here with PBE Pluto. So I came here with Lucchese and we bought Trill and we shot a music video for Lit from Down by Law. And I
Hmm.
fell in love with Atlanta. Like I went to King of
Really?
Diamonds and I loved all the strippers and I went shopping and I liked the stores and I went to Club Fusion and a chick I was dancing with sat on my face just like out of nowhere and I was like, man, I like it here. I got on the phone with my executive director and I was like, yo, find me a crib in Atlanta. And I moved in the next day.
Wow, no, that's sick. Oh my God. That is
Yeah.
so sick though. Like, I mean, everybody has their reasons. And I say this, I was asking, was it because of the music? Was it because you felt like, Atlanta was the place to be? In regards to the music industry? I mean, I feel
Now,
like it's drifting. I feel like it's starting to be the
Atlanta.
Carolinas. It's starting to, do you
Well,
think
I
it's
mean, I feel like
oversaturated now?
everywhere.
Like, what would be your advice?
So
Because
I
a
feel
lot of
like,
artists say, "Oh, I'm going to Atlanta and I'm gonna make it."
yeah, good luck. Good luck, man. Because this is a whole industry out here where they know artists want to make it and they're making money off the artists, and the artist ain't really doing nothing. They're kind of staying in position. So, yeah, I'm very selective about where I spend my time or where I go. A lot of people put me on the flyers, but you know, if they're not paying me, I'm not showing up, and it hasn't really clicked yet. You
Hmm.
know what I mean? So like Atlanta is an amazing city and I love it here. But one thing that I don't like is the fact that everybody is all business all the time.
Hmm.
Because it's like it makes it really hard to date and to find somebody who doesn't want to do business, and you know what I mean, because I'm at a little bit of a higher level than the local rapper. I've already done the BET Awards and headlined at South by Southwest and performed for thousands of people. I've been on tour with Webby for 3 years, so it doesn't excite me at all
Right.
to perform for the sake of performing. Like that's not something I want to do. I
Hmm.
don't get any excitement or
Right.
benefit or like adrenaline rush or like, so when somebody's like, hey man, come on, you can perform. Like, what the fuck you mean, bro? I can set my phone up right
Right.
here, perform, post it on Instagram and get a reaction more than I'm gonna get out the fans at that place who don't know who I am. So I think that there's a lot of people who take
That's right.
advantage of the artist dream, and being an artist, I don't think
Hmm.
that there's a whole lot of people that have both perspectives. That is a musician themselves, but
Right.
also helps to develop talent. And so I don't think that there's a whole lot of empathy or sympathy
Hmm.
towards the artist. And I think that that's kind of what I bring to the table is like I really understand the artist perspective. Like I really look at it like,
Hmm.
yo, what the fuck am I gonna go out here and perform for other rappers for? You know what I mean? Like, so yeah,
Right.
it's complicated. If you're moving out here to be successful, understand that the analogy of that is that you're moving from a place where you stand out to a place where you blend in.
That's right.
So it may be, you know, it may oppose your goal if your goal is to
Right.
move to a crowded area where everybody's performing and competing to try to join that competition. You know what I mean? And from what I understand, we full. We don't want nobody else. That's the word on the
That's what I
street
said.
is we full. We full up. We don't want nobody. It's enough traffic on 285. You know what I mean?
That's right. Atlanta is thick. I don't think I could live there. Like, that was just my first time and last time. I was like, yeah, no, I'm all set. See you later. Like, if I come here, it's in and out. That's it.
I love
couldn't
it.
stay in Atlanta.
I love it. I love it.
It's
but
too much.
It's very business. It's very like, you know, everything is very business oriented. So for somebody who's not, like I said, I'm not worried about that mix. Like, you can, not you, but I'm saying a person really ain't got none that I'm gonna worry about because I got my own motion, right? So it's like,
That's right.
it's not gonna make me or break me to whether they do or don't
To deal with
work
you.
with me. And so,
That's right.
you know, because I'm not about any one city. We all over. We're all
That's right.
over the world.
That's right.
You know, I got 60 DJs in Atlanta, but I also have 60 DJs in Detroit and LA, and you know what I
Right.
mean, like the other
Right.
cities. So it's big. Artists just got to understand this whole scam is a system, is rigged, it's not for the artist's benefit, it's not designed for the artist to win, it's designed for the people to make money. And
That's
it's a
right.
bitch, but that's what it is. I mean, you know what I mean? Like, there's a lot of entitlement. A lot of, you know, people just think I deserve to be a celebrity, I deserve to be famous, and they really don't.
Mm-hmm. It's true. It's definitely true. I mean, my biggest thing with artists in New England is that they think that they're too good to sell tickets. And I'm like, listen, if I'm giving you a stage, if I'm giving you a platform to market yourself and to put yourself out there, why wouldn't you take the advantage and promote yourself to your market? Artists will only post a flyer once. And I say this because it's like, listen, like, if you want people to believe it, you have to be consistent. And don't guerrilla market, I would say. I mean, there's certain situations that you do use guerrilla marketing, but you still want to put it in people's face. You still want to make it memorable for people to, remember you and remember that you have something going on and that you're staying consistent with what you believe in. I think that proves that to people, with the consistency that artists bring. And a lot of artists don't bring that. So how do you
You
stay
got to
consistent?
realize, like, the whole showcase racket that's been around since Afton. Afton was the first
Mm-hmm.
company that started doing that back in 2006, 2008. You know what I mean? That and they still do shows to this day. So there is a whole market of the showcase market or the showcase circuit. Ultimately,
Mm-hmm.
as an artist, it's a networking event. And if you
It is.
want to be a concert promoter and sell concert tickets, then it's a way to get in the door to be a concert promoter and sell concert tickets. My view on it is a
Mm-hmm.
little bit different, right? I look at it like it's the promoter's job to actually bring people to the venue, even if I don't ever
Right.
post the flyer. It's the promoter's job. What I'm doing is I'm being the entertainment for the event, and I'm giving the
Right.
promoter the authority to use my brands and my logos, my image, and promote it. I don't want to promote it. I don't want to sell concert tickets. That's not my goal. I want to work with a
Mm-hmm.
promoter who knows how to pack out a venue like Shy Jones. When we did the shit show here in Atlanta, every seat in the house was sold. It was 1,800 tickets sold. and they didn't rely on me to promote anything. They didn't ever ask me to post nothing. You know what I mean? So it's like, but there was
Right.
1,800 people that was in the crowd, and I performed at a sold out show because the promoters know what they're doing. So I think a lot of times the promoters don't really know what to do. So instead they
Right.
just get the artists to sell tickets. You know, if I get 10
Right.
artists to sell 10 tickets, my job's done. We got 100 people there. Bare minimum achieved. We're good to go. And nobody really wins in those situations.
Right. Right. I mean, I think that it's a double-edged sword. You know what I mean? Like in a lot of senses when it comes to independent artists, the promoter, you know, has to invest in hoping that he can get, you know, and especially I don't know. I feel like in our area, in New England area, we're way more conservative. So people are followers here more than their leaders. You know, they follow. It's always been a known fact that New England has that effect of we follow what New York does. Boston is like New York. You know what I mean? It's like Connecticut, all of those, you know, different states, they still have some type of, you know, following from New York is what has always been said. So it's hard for them to really like believe that artists in this area are talented enough that they would invest and buy a ticket. You know what I mean?
Well,
like
they're
that's what
not,
we run
because
into in this.
if they were, then they would have a fan base. So all right, so let me my bad. Let me smack them in the head here real quick. They're entitled. They're either not good artists or they don't have good energy because they don't have a fan base. So here, let me really mess it up for you though, right?
Right.
It's the promoter's job to provide the fan base. You can come here in Atlanta and you can use a promoter that does a weekly event here, like Taylor Froussel. I'm gonna use her name because she kicked me off some tours, so I'm gonna give you some real life experience, right? So you can go to a Taylor Froussel event and you can guarantee that you could write a check and take it to the bank. There's going to be less than 100 people at that event. It doesn't matter what time of year it is, what venue it is. Taylor doesn't know how to promote. You see what I'm saying? Now, at the same time, you can go with people like the In Crowd, Jamari Jones, Samantha and Charlotte, and you can see every time that they do an event, there are thousands of people and lines backed up to the door. That's because they know what they're doing.
They know what they're doing.
It's not a coinky dink. It's not just something that happens. Oh, okay. No. Jamari Jones and the In Crowd, Samantha, Charlotte, they know what they're doing. They know how to promote. They know how to bring thousands of people to a venue. They do it every time they have a party. Local promoters who try to get rappers to sell concert tickets have no idea what they're doing as far as being promoters. It's not personal. It's not a slight against them. They're just they're more booking agents than concert promoters.
Right.
But there's some great concert promoters out there. You know, like, and then it goes up to the level of like AG20. Yeah. Where now they're filling arenas every time. So they're doing little baby shows and they're doing future shows and they're doing, you know, I work with Carisha Live, which is right here, live with Carisha. All right. So I'm one of the,
yeah.
So we do events where we have major artists come in and we're in charge of the promotion. So we're building up. It's only a few hundred people at a time. Next time it's 250. Next time it's 300. Right. And we got CeeLo Green. We got Big Boogie. You know what I mean? We're doing the big artists. We just had Chaotic last couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
These same artists then go do tours in front of 10, 20,000 people. A week later, 2 weeks later. The same artist.
Right.
The only thing
Mhm.
that changed is the promoter.
Wow.
You see what I'm
Wow.
saying?
That's
I
yeah.
I can do a show. I can do a show with Big Boogie and live with Carisha, and we can sell 150 tickets. And then Big Boogie can do a show with Future and AG touring, and they can sell 10,000 tickets. The only thing that changed is the promoter, and people don't understand that's the real industry that we operate in. Artists don't sell
Right.
tickets, promoters do.
And it's a no, promoters do. And that's a big point that, I don't think we have up here yet. You know what I mean? Is that the promoters haven't understood how to lock in on that network. And I see that more prevalent in the South, in the Southern area. There's a great following for independent artists, and we don't have that necessarily here. So shout out to you for being able to just understand the dynamics of how to make all those different elements work and work together, because that's important
I'm just figuring it out
in
as
being
I go
successful,
because there's no book. There's no blueprint. There's no
right?
instructions. There's nothing.
Mm-hmm.
So I have to figure it out as I go. Like, like, so for instance, with copyrights, I didn't understand you can't
Mm-hmm.
collect your money if you don't own a copyright. I had to be put into a position where I went to collect my money and they looked at me and said, "What money? You don't own the copyright." And then it had to click in my head that you have to own a copyright. And then I had to go register a copyright to understand that you need a transfer of ownership contract to be able to have a copyright. They don't teach it anywhere. You have to sit
Right.
there and do a copyright registration and it pop up and say you need this. That's the only way to learn it. So, everything that I'm learning is
Yep.
is from
It's true.
experience. It's that's why everything I say is factual
Yep.
because I'm telling you what happened. I'm
Mm-hmm.
telling you the
Yep.
rules that I'm learning as I learn them. You know what I'm saying? That's why I'm now a member of Sound Exchange. I'm on the board or whatever it is because I found out Sound Exchange is
Mm-hmm.
crucial. You can't get no money if you ain't got Sound Exchange. You can't get Sound Exchange if you ain't got a copyright. You can't get a copyright if you ain't got transfer of ownership. Can't get transfer of ownership unless you own the company that's producing the beat and the artist. Boom, that's the creation of a record label. It comes from necessity when you go
Yep.
through the proper avenues and you do things legitimately.
Yep. That's right. And a lot of artists don't understand that side of the business. That is the biggest, pet peeve that I have with artists is that, just the little things about, doing a BMI and, registering under ASCAP, like doing those little simple things, having an EPK. Like, I was so impressed with your bio and the fact that I could Google you and I found you. And artists don't even understand the importance of their digital input in this internet game. You know what I mean? That's important. Is that you're leaving, your hashtags, that you're leaving that imprint. And next level is everywhere,
Everywhere.
so shout out to you for that. What made you start um next level DJ coalition? What brought you to realize that you needed to work with the DJs?
All right, so it was back in 2008, and 50 Cent was on his mixtape run, and I wanted to do a mixtape run, and I was paying
Mm-hmm.
for every mixtape slot. So every mixtape was costing me from 50 to $500. So I was learning real quick, and I had a decent job. I was making about 40,000 a year. I was working at a company called Static Control, and I was selling toner cartridge refills, and I had a decent job at that point in time. But all of my money
Mm-hmm.
was going on like mixtape placements, just to get on 10 mixtapes. You know what I mean? So I'm just trying to do the same thing,
Right.
and I realized that it was unsustainable, and so I decided to start my DJ coalition and basically just do everything I could for DJs to get them to feel indebted to me. And then that's what got me on my first 100 mixtapes, which was my first, my first mixtape blitz, my first run, and that got the attention of Mirage, who was working with Jamie Foxx. That got my first placement. That was co-written by Jamie Foxx, which it got my first placement on Paul Wall's mixtape. Which it's like a cascading waterfall
Opening
effect,
doors.
where everything opens another level and it opens another level. You know what I mean? And I just keep trying to do good, put good out into the world, and then it comes back. Like with Digiwax. Digiwax is one of the #1 record pools since 1998 in the industry. They're one of my biggest sponsors. That's these guys right here. I created their blog. Like, I created their entire blog website. You know what I mean? So like there's a whole lot of history behind it. Like, I'm not just saying their name. Like, I'm a major partner with Digiwax. I provide DJs to Digiwax, who provides them to Sway in the Morning. So like, everything is really complicated and tied in together. And people got to understand, these relationships are 5, 10, 15, and 20-year relationships.
Right. And the music that you make, let's get into that, because I feel like this. Like, when I first seen you, people always say to me, you don't look how you sound. And I don't know if that's a compliment, or should I be offended, because they always tell me, like, Black people always tell me you sound like a white girl. You know what I'm saying? So now when I'm talking, to other people and they're saying you don't look how you sound, I'm like, what are you trying to say? Like, but when I first heard you, I was totally like caught off guard. And I didn't expect it. And I was like, look, this is why you can never judge a book by its cover. And that, to me, is what captivated me and what made me want to know more about you. And just hearing your authentic sound, you know what I mean? That's what made me believe you and believe in you. And I think that's what's important to, highlight you as an artist, is that you're an entertainer. You're someone who understands. I just had Money B from Digital Underground on the show last week, and we talked a lot about like Humpty and Shock G, and how, you have to kind of get into this character when you become a rapper. And that was one of the things that Tupac had expressed, is that, you have to be in character when you're a rapper at all times. And it's definitely a character. And looking back at some of your music from before, it was clean cut. You were very different. And I think that you changed that. And I think that's helped to get you more, engagement and more exposure and more people buying into Nox Bond and who Nox Bond is. So I just want to congratulate you on that transition of understanding, what image you wanted to go with, and you're owning it.
So it was actually the opposite for me, right? So okay. I never had a character. I've never played any form of a character. I'm this guy in real life, and I think it shocks a lot of people, and it confuses a lot of people. People don't understand that it's not, because just like you said, Biggie and Pac and all of these other artists, they even proclaim that you have to put on a fake image. This is the real me. There's no image. There's no gimmick. There's no joke.
Guns and everything, right?
The guns and everything. The confrontational aspect. Like, I've been kicked off of Twitter. I've been for beefing with Talib Kweli. I've been locked up in Cook County for having a pistol and a bulletproof vest. I beat a 160-year case in Cook County. I mean, like, I'm not for none. Like, I'm really, I had to be hard to be who I am. I had to be, I really went and learned martial arts. It's not a joke or a gimmick. If you disrespect me as a man, I will beat the dog shit out of you, and you won't be able to defend yourself. So like, it's really, I'm really like dangerous and short-tempered. I had to get a leadership team for my DJ coalition, because every time I would offend somebody, they would try to take it out on the whole DJ coalition. So I'd be like, hold on, wait a minute. I'm going to stop being the president. I'm going to be a sponsored artist. I ain't even the president no more. We got a whole other president, and they are not responsible for what I do. So fuck you. And then we good. You know what I mean? It's like they can't say nothing to next level because Nox Bond is crazy, bro. We been on Nox Bond is crazy, bro. What they don't know is that Next Level in real life music and the owner company, Next Level Productions Incorporated, they actually have a charter and an order of operations which states in the charter that they will always take Nox Bond's side. That it doesn't matter what Nox Bond does. That we know going into this game that the owner of this company is batshit crazy. He has no censor. He's as real as they get. He's dangerous, and he don't give a fuck. We know that. Unfortunately, we have to side with him because he fucking owns us.
That's right.
Yeah, so
that's right.
It's in the charter.
That's how you
Everybody understands. Nox Bond is fucking wild. It's real life. No, so my bad. I got so the way that happened, it wasn't a change of like I have to have this image. Life hardened me and made me who I am.
That's right.
So this is the beautiful thing. It's in the catalog. You just pointed it out. You can go back and listen to my music and you can hear me becoming colder and colder and colder and colder and colder and more bossy and more aggressive and more. You know what I mean? I started off as the typical incel nice guy who girls could take advantage of. That's how I started. But so, my music is like a long-term study of what happens to us when you treat us a certain type of way and we become the bad guy.
You make a monster. That's right.
Y'all
you turned him into a
monster, bro. The world made me who I am, and it's on record. I tried to be nice. I was so sweet. I was so nice. I was so loving. Now I insult dead people a day after they die. I give no fucks. Yeah, the bitch can't get a dollar out of me.
I love your honesty, though. Yeah. I love your honesty, though. Like, because everybody's not going to say that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I think that's what makes
it's so awkward. It's awkward sometimes because I was standing outside of the venue with Chaotic and 3 girls. Chaotic got that song talking about he gonna appreciate you. So he's spending money, right? So
that's right.
I told Chaotic I could rap, so he told me to rap for the girls. So I start rapping for the girls, and then they was twerking, they was loving it. He's like, yo, which one do you want? I said, I take that one right there. So then she started twerking because I was like, I'm gonna fuck with the one that fuck with me. So she was already fucking with me. So then Chaotic goes, yeah, hey, and I know you be tricking, right? You gonna be spending some money. I said, hell no, they can't get shit from me for dick and bubble gum. You know what I'm saying? That's the only thing they're getting up out of me.
Okay, Pimpin',
and awkward. It got so quiet and awkward. They was expecting me to say, I'm gonna buy the bitch a Mercedes. You know what I mean? Like, no, I'm not buying you shit. Matter of fact, my ex-girlfriend stayed here a week and then for some reason put her motherfucking check direct deposit into my account. I ain't asked her to. You know what I'm saying? Now, mind you, she moved in after one night. So it's something she might know that they might not know. You know what I mean? But shit.
I did see you boot up with a sister. So I do know that you like Black women. I must say.
I like women. I'm addicted to women.
You like everything. That's right.
I love women. Right. Yeah. I love women. I do. It's my weakness. Look, I have 150 unanswered messages right now. And there are 1,000 people who will tell you they can't get a hold of Nox to save their motherfucking life. And then there's like 8 girls that I answer every time they message me. And they think that They think I answer fast. They don't know it's a
Right.
1,000 people waiting for my motherfucking answer. I love girls.
That's right.
I be like, hey, you got my time and my energy. I don't want to do nothing. I just want to come through. Let's kick it. Let's go in the jacuzzi. Let's do a photo shoot.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
That's right.
yeah, yeah.
But
That's
you're
why
that cool guy. I could
you see that.
see
Look,
that.
CLR photography and Next Level Modeling Agency. They the big ones at the top. That's
Yep.
my company.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
That's your
Next Level
companies right
Syndicate.
there. Yep. Next Level
Wow.
Models. I definitely want to see more of that. I
Yup.
got the exotic baddies. That's my modeling exotic girls. We deal mostly with models and strippers, dancers, exotic dancers
Oh,
that looking for,
yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
So I definitely, you know, have made my way in regards to, you know, multi networking and building an alliance and affiliates. So I'm glad that we met and we crossed paths because, like I said, I need a NOXBOND in my life. That was when I seen everything that you do. I was like, dude, this is the guy I've been looking for, and I just think that it just proves that much more tonight. You know, just hearing you talk and just understanding your vision and the way you have, you know, mastered this industry in a way. It's definitely impressive, you know, and I think it's one to mirror. It's one to remember. And we're going to hear about it for years and generations to come. I believe that.
Well, the goal is eventually, you know, we should be number one on Billboard every time we drop a record. So you know, at that point in time,
Okay.
when the goal is actually realized, then I don't think there's going to be anybody who can say anything about anything, and you know, we're not really interested in their opinions. So it's like, yeah, what we're doing is we're really creating a music industry that's fair, that is has integrity, morals, you know,
That's right.
ethics, character. You know, I kick a lying motherfucker off at Next Level. I
That's
will.
right. There's no
I'm the
flip
only
flopping.
DJ. I'm the only DJ coalition that fires DJs because I'm crazy and I don't give a fuck, and respect is everything.
And I've tried a few DJ coalitions, just networking and trying to, you know, just put myself in that market, and it's not organized, and it's very much all over the place. You know what I mean? So to be able to see you doing that and be successful at it, I know how not easy it is. You know, and I don't want to shout out some coalitions that I know, but you know, I'm just saying I was impressed by just the website and everything that you bring to the table in regards to information and giving people the tools that they need to be successful. Because I think that's important to recognize. A lot of people are half-assing it in this industry. A lot of people say I have a record label. They don't even have, you know, the thing imprinted. They don't have an LLC. They don't have any of the things in motion that actually make them legal and make them legitimate enough to talk the way NOXBOND talks. And I think that's important to recognize, you know.
Yeah,
that,
I think, you know, NOXBOND owns over 100
I think you
copyrights.
earned that.
You know what I mean? Like,
That's right.
Like the LLC is registered in Kansas. Like it's real.
That's
This
right.
is all, you know what I mean? I think the coolest thing was when Jamie Foxx's IPI number popped up on my BMI. I was like, damn. Okay.
Wow.
You know what I mean? Like that confirmed. Okay, yeah, Jamie Foxx definitely really co-wrote that song because he on the IPI number on the BMI. All right, cool. So, you know,
I know some of your accolades are like Chris Brown,
I got a
Trippie
record
Redd,
with Chris Brown.
and PnB Rock.
PnB Rock.
R.I.P. to him.
Yeah, you ain't gotta lie.
That's dope.
Great.
That's dope. OVO Ceejay.
Fuck OVO Ceejay.
There was just a list. Yeah, that's the leak ones. Like that was where I was like, yo, this dude is everywhere. And he's managed to, you know, connect the dots in regards to, you know, who to work with in the industry. And I think a lot of people don't understand that to be successful, you need a strategy. and Knox Bond is a strategist. You know, that's what's important to recognize about, you know, being an entrepreneur is one thing, but being someone who understands strategy and strategics is another thing. Like, I go to sleep thinking how to connect the dots and how to, you know, that's what people don't understand. What I'm thinking about is how I'm going to make these things all work together. And it's not easy being that composer, because I think that's what you would call someone like you, is a composer. You are composing all these different components and bringing them together to work together and work to your benefit, and to the artist benefit that you're working with and the people that you work with. And I think that's ingenious, you know, so salute to you for that.
Well, thank you. I mean, I appreciate it. I'm just they say that necessity is the mother of invention, right? So I created what I couldn't find, and you know, I brought my mind, which is a hyper intelligent, hyper observant, analytical, logical mind, into the music industry. So you're right, it's logistics. It is 100% logistics. How are we going to make this happen? How are we going to do this? And you know, it's a lot of planning. It's a lot of time. It's a lot of, what people don't understand is like, it's a lot of nights where I'm up at 3, 4, 5 o'clock in the morning, and I'm just planning. I'm just okay. What are we gonna do next? This next, and then this next, and then this next, and then 6 months later, those plans might take into effect. But if I would not have sit there at 3 o'clock in the morning, and instead of going to parties or going to clubs or, you know, doing anything else, if I would not have paid attention to my instinct and stopped what I was doing and said, okay, let me write this stuff down on paper, just ideas, just plans, then they wouldn't have ever came to fruition. So, you know, there's notebooks on notebooks on notebooks on notebooks of just plans and blueprints and algorithms, and how are we going. You better believe this was drawn out before it was ever created on vinyl. You know what I mean? It's that's like right. Everything is, and then you got to look at like, who's alive from 100 years ago? Who's alive from 100 years ago? There's only one group or class that's alive from 100 years ago, and that's corporations. So now you have to understand that you're not working on you, you're working on a corporation. Because if the goal is you want to be alive 100 years from now, 200 years from now, when your body's in the ground, then you have to build a corporation that's bigger than you. A lot of people can't do that because they don't want a corporation that's bigger than them. They don't want for the brand or the logo to outgrow them. I can acknowledge my brand, Next Level DJs, is bigger than me. We're the #1 DJ coalition on Google, and everybody in the music industry sees it, recognizes it, goes, oh man, that's that DJ coalition that they be everywhere, right? Like, that's bigger than Knox Bond. So as an artist, a lot of artists wouldn't let that occur. They would sabotage it to where it couldn't become bigger than them. I'm not worried about that. I own Next Level. So Next Level doesn't operate without me telling it how to operate. We want the brand as big as possible. We want people who have never and will never hear Knox Bond to see and recognize and draw the Next Level brand on their binders in Korea. You know what I'm saying? Like it's the brand and the identity and the logo. Real Life Music, Next Level DJ Coalition, they're bigger. Now, in the end, it's going to catch up because the entire priority of these companies is to push Knox Bond as an artist. People haven't put that part together. They just look at the 5 million streams and think it's a fluke. I don't know why. You know what I mean? They don't see the, oh, we're on a new mixtape every week. Oh, we're picked up by a new radio station. Or somebody like you who's doing such an amazing job in promoting. Like even Trill Will was like, yeah, bro, I'm tagged in all types of stuff with that. You know, I want to get Trill on here. I need that interview, definitely. Yeah, we can set that up. I would love to have. Yeah, we can set that up. I would definitely.
I wanted to give you your moment. I wanted to give you that, that platform for you, because like I said, I was totally impressed by everything that I read, and how, a lot of people say to me, how are you this big in New England? And you're bigger than some of the artists that are in New England that have been working. And it's because I've stayed, consistent with doing what I'm doing, and building these networks and working with different people. And I'm the type of person is that, listen, I can always learn something from everybody. I'm a walking vessel of that. Like, listen, integrity is important to me. You know what I mean? To mean what you say, to do what you mean, and give people what you say you're going to give them. That's 100%. And that's where I feel like if you find those type of people and those type of people cross your paths, it's for a reason, so I believe we cross paths for so many reasons. And it just, it's heartfelt, because again, this was an interview that we set up over 2 months ago, and I again had just kept pushing your stuff, because I was like, listen, like, I believe in him. I see him working. I see him, putting things out here that are, going to stay relevant, and he's really working. There's a lot of people out here ain't really working. They half-assing it, and I just want to congratulate you for that, because again, that's not easy to stay relevant.
Well, I really appreciate the acknowledgement. I mean, the bottom line is, as a rapper, that's really what we do it for, is the acknowledgement. That's what it really, really boils down to. And as a business, mogul, music executive, it's always good to hear that it's appreciated what I'm doing, because it's kind of like, sometimes I do it whether people like it or not, right? It's like it shakes up shit, and people don't like it, and people are like, they might like argue, or they might.
Knox, I think you froze. I'm gonna read some of these comments. Maybe he'll come back in. Jig, let's go. I see you. Mark Blade. Okay, let's go. Congratulations, up fam. Franchise. Okay, Knox is back.
Can you hear me?
Yep, I can hear you.
Yeah, I think we definitely had a glitch, but yeah.
So I know we only had an hour, but I want to have you come back, because I think that you just exhibit so much knowledge and so much wisdom in this business, and I just want to get to know more about Knox and what he does in this business, and how can I help to be a part of pushing the next level to the next. Let's do it.
I'm gonna have you send me your email address, and then I'm gonna fast track your application. Yep. Make sure that T-Rex gets you your email, and that Tony Starr gets you your welcome flyer. We'll go ahead. We'll add you as a sponsor, so we'll take all your logos and we'll put them on the flyers, and we'll put them on the next banner that we have. We'll put it on the website. We'll make sure that we get you put in the chat room. Trill Will is actually my artist. I'm the one who signed and developed him, so we can definitely put him on the next call. Yeah. You know what I mean? And then we can schedule another call. Keep doing what you're doing. I love it. I think that you are doing the same thing on a foundational level. You're building your network, and it's really just a concept of growing it. You have to build the structure, and once you have the structure, then you can scale up. So, you've got the structure, you got the models, you got the platform, you've got your area, right? So now you take your area and you put it with ours. We make you, I'm pretty sure we don't have a Connecticut manager. So we'll make you like the Connecticut manager, right? To where you're the next level regional manager in Connecticut. And then that way.
New England. That's 6 states. They call me the queen of New England. That's
Isn't
right.
that Connecticut in New England, Connecticut, or no?
Connecticut, Rhode
That's
Island,
like New
Massachusetts,
Hampshire,
Maine,
Rhode
Vermont, New
Island.
Hampshire.
Okay, hold on. Running back one more time.
Maine, Vermont, New Hampshire, Massachusetts, Connecticut, Rhode Island.
Okay,
Well
so
known
yeah,
in all 6 states.
so we'll make you the whole New England manager, and then you can,
Yeah, let's
have
do it.
that area, and then put it in with the rest of the country. And we got Australia, we got Yaz in Australia, Despair in Canada. It's not an American thing, you know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like we got England, we got
Yeah.
DJ Coolhand in the UK,
My
all types of stuff.
my idea of making it Knox is actually, like I told people, I don't know if you know my history and my background. I was an artist first. I then went into nightlife promotion, and then I started working with Up North Records, which is the first label in New England to have major distribution by Universal Group, back in 2009. And I
Okay.
managed an artist that was signed by Max B, TP, and we toured with French Montana, Coke Boys, so I come from that era of, just breaking into the music industry. And I then started working with the label as an A&R booking agent, and just kind of made my way through that way. But in my 30s, I decided, did you really want to still be an artist? Do you really still want to be rapping? Do you really want to make yourself, put yourself out there as a spectacle? And I said, no, I would rather give back all the knowledge and all the, resources that I've gained in this business to other artists so that it's not as hard for them. And then I started getting into the podcasting, and I started working with different DJs because I understood what it took in this region is that we needed to have record breakers. We needed to have DJs that were willing to push independent artists in the club scene. But I also understood that the artists weren't developed. So I started doing marketing more so than I was doing anything else. I stopped managing and, doing all that. And I realized that artists needed to keep that consistent relevance on social media or, through mixtapes. So I had Interstate Mafia was our mixtape distribution company that I, worked with directly. That was who we used through our distribution for mixtapes all throughout the Northeastern and the Southern regions. So we've been on tour in the Midwest. I've done, shows in Nebraska, all over basically the country, with independent artists and with doing different showcases and things like that. So for me, it was now, how can I still stay relevant in this game, but be a tastemaker for artists that I've worked with all over the world? And this is how I came into podcasting. So that's just a brief history on how I came about, and what brought me to where we are right now with you today, and how we can make this work going forward.
I think that's great, because that's going to give you that same sympathy and empathy towards the artist, because you were an artist first, so you've got the perspective. And a lot of people don't realize how hard it is to be an artist, and I'm acknowledge for the artist. Like, it's really hard. It's a hustle. It's a struggle. It's a lot of people trying to take advantage of you. It's a big feeling of a sense of entitlement that's unearned. So it causes a constant feeling of disappointment.
Mm-hmm.
So it's complicated.
Mm-hmm.
It's, you know what I mean? We need good people in the music industry who are sincerely on the artist side. Like people like my big bro Kingpin, Rap Juggernaut, Team Bigger Ranking.
Yeah.
I hired them one time and they've been with me ever since. You know what I'm saying? I hired them one time for one record, and that's the only ones that, I hired them one time for one record and developed a relationship, and they have promoted multiple and now they're one of my sponsors. They a lot of people don't know, man, Kingpin run the Next Level website. Like people don't even really, he really in charge of the posts on the Next Level way. He got more scheduled posts on Next Level's website than I do. That's bro.
Hey, if you out
That's
working the
bro.
boss, that's right. You know,
You
like,
know.
but that shows commitment. You know, that shows commitment and true value in what you do. Is that people want to be a part of that. And I think that's important to recognize because, the one thing that I like that stuck out in your bio that you said was a movement. And that's one of the things that I always try to create with whatever I do is a movement. I said, listen, where you have to move in unison, you have to move like you all are a part of the plan. And that's what's important to understand as a leader, as a sergeant, how to give that order and give it to people in a sense where they understand and they follow. Is not easy.
And
So
it didn't
your
exist in
position is
the
never.
music. Yeah, it didn't
Huh?
exist in the music industry at all. I tried to get
No.
the other DJ coalitions to get all of their DJs to unify and push me as an artist. The option wasn't there. It wasn't a matter of money. It wasn't a matter of nothing. It was, sorry, this system is not built to function in that way. So that's really why I built my
Wow.
system, because now my system is built to function exactly in that way.
In that way. That's right. That's right. So what's next for you? Tell me that. And any last things you want to say to your fans? Any shout outs?
Yeah,
I
yeah.
don't want to
So,
hold you.
oh no, you good, you good. So, you would plan this so far in advance. I made sure that I had ample time to be able to do the
I'm
interview.
telling you, I was like,
Everybody
listen, I
knew,
can't wait.
you know what I mean? I made sure
I'm more
everybody knew
excited.
I had time. So, what we
Yeah.
just did is I'm gonna give y'all insight into my mind and how I operate, and this is why people cannot even begin to catch up. I just plan my schedule for the next 12 months. So
That's right.
every month for the next 12 months, the release is already planned, the rollouts planned, the campaign is planned, the strategy is planned, the blog posts are planned, the mixtapes are planned. Like everything that you guys are about to see in the next 12 months, it's already planned and accounted for. Um,
That's right.
we're doing a new release every month to promote Down by Law, and we're not doing 3 singles or 4 singles. We doing 12 singles out of a 12 song album, because again, now it's sustainable. We don't have to pay any money for it. Every time we drop a record, we can do a whole campaign behind it. So for the next year, we're doing the Down by Law album, and then the year after that,
Mm-hmm.
we're doing the Trill Bond album with me and Trill Will. We're gonna have a record every single month, and just foot on their neck. Like really, like we gonna, I've directed my president DJ T Rex to grow our radio syndication network right here, which is
Yep.
probably the most important network. Is probably this one right here, the radio syndication network, which again is
Okay.
already topped off by Sway in the Morning. So we're going to be growing our radio syndication network, our magazine publishing network, our DJ network, and our promoter network. And we're going to be automating everything as much as we can. Our goal is to have like a conveyor belt to where every single time we drop a record, every blog picks it up, every radio station picks it up, every DJ picks it up. And I know that's incredibly difficult to do.
So
I've
dope.
been told that it can't be done more times than I can count, but it's being done. It's already in the process. The last record, I think we already got 20 blogs. It's already on so many radio stations. Of course, it's on DigiWax. It's on, all of these different things. So the plan is just to build that conveyor belt. Of course, include all of your motion every time we drop a record. You
That's
know what I
right.
mean? I know you got a website, so we can take your website
Yeah.
and we can add it to the rollout. So every time we have a record, we're bringing you material. You know what I mean? Everybody wins. We,
That's
we do
right.
blog posts. We do. So that's the goal, is to make it as much of an automated system as possible. Um,
It
I'm
is.
signing some new
It's
people.
possible.
I haven't signed anybody in about 6 months because these artists are annoying as hell, and they're entitled, and they got bad energy. And I got a bunch of people who want record deals. So we gonna do some new record deals and do some new artist development. you know, we got some pretty tough hitters, man. We got P Gutter, we got Trill Will, we got, you know, some other like Real Life Lucchese. Of course, he's the most lyrical rapper I know. And we just gonna keep working, keep pushing these records. I gotta use our new distributors. You know, we got a new deal with TikTok Sound on Global, so I gotta make sure we get some records out with them. We got a new record deal with Good Morning, like I think Good Morning Sunshine Records. We got a distribution deal with them. We got some stuff we're working on with Done Deal Marketing. So it's just so many different things going on in different levels. And then you know, I started doing photo shoots where we're getting models published in all these magazines. We just got an artist from Atlanta, Real and Explicit, published today in Inspire Radio. So, you know, we out here changing lives, man. Just really doing things for artists, because it's a lot of smoke and mirrors. It's a lot of bullshit. It's a lot of liars. You know, it feels really good to get exactly what you're supposed to get when you make a deal. It feels really good when somebody keeps their word or does more than you asked for. So that's all we try to do. We try to deliver, you know, where other people fail to deliver or under deliver, you know, because again, I can't speak for nobody but Next Level is pretty damn big, and I can't speak for them.
That's right. That's right. So tell the people where they can find you. I have it strolling at the bottom of the screen at NOXBOND and Next Level DJ Coalition. If people are interested in being a part of the network, how would they contact you?
So here's the best thing to do in general, whether you're trying to holler at me on a personal level or a business level or join my company or get a record deal. Go to my Instagram, which is right there, NOXBOND, and click that Linktree link at the bottom right there. And when you click that Linktree link, it's gonna give you a full story. You're gonna see everything. You're gonna see the records she mentioned with Chris Brown and Trippie Redd and PnB Rock, and you're gonna see an application for a record deal, an application to join Next Level DJ Coalition. My last record was distributed by Universal Music Group through a company called Zarephath Enterprises LLC. So, you know, you can really see like who I am, what I offer, what I bring to the table. The best way to get a hold of me is on Instagram. Either me or my management runs Instagram at any given time. You can also get a hold of CEO Miami Mike. That's my manager. So if you're wanting to book me, especially if it's, you know, don't come to Miami Mike with no bullshit. If you got a bag, you're ready to do business. You know, that's Soulja Boy's manager, so they're already doing 10,000 people in a show. So don't play with the time. But if you want to book me for a show, you know, hit up CEO Miami Mike, and you can book me. If you want to do a feature, you can hit up Miami Mike, or you can hit me up directly. You know, I'm doing deals right now where it's like $500 for a feature, and it comes with distribution, promotion, marketing. Like I say, every time I do a record, we doing a $4,000 campaign. So, you know, if you get a feature and you drop a record, like the record I got with T Woods, she back it up. You know, we ended up getting one of Lil Wayne and Jay-Z's producers on the beat. That's $1,000 value. Then we got him to mix and master and engineer it. That's $1,000 value. Then we dropped the record through Universal Music Group and did a full campaign behind it. So, you know what I mean? It's like you might fuck around and get a $10,000 campaign from a $500 feature just because I like you.
That's right. That's right.
Hit me up. My number is 316-771-1274. My line is open. You know what I'm saying? So I'm a real person. I'm really here.
I have one more question for you before we go.
Yep.
That's right. I have one more question for you, because you said something, and this is real talk with TML. So you did say that it's hard dating in Atlanta, right? Because everybody is so business.
Yes.
Now tell me, because the ladies want to know: are you single?
I'm single. Yeah, I'm single, and I love dating.
All
and
right.
I love
dating.
I love dating. I love living my life. I love having fun. I don't like arguments. I don't like energy is everything for me. Like you gotta have and
What sign are you?
I'm
Do
Aries
you know your
and
zodiac? You're an
I'm
Aries.
I'm Aries and I'm very dominant and I like submissive women.
Oh, okay. I like
Yeah,
that. So tell me, do you think it's possible that you could date someone that works in the same industry as you?
absolutely.
How
It's
how
just
you good? Okay.
the issue is respect is paramount in everything and especially in a relationship. A
That's right.
girl has to respect me and I'm a
Mm-hmm.
know based on how she
Mm-hmm.
talks to me or how she treats me if she respects me. And I'm not talking about
That's right.
like she has to respect me and how she talks to me. No, no, no. I'm talking about how she
Yeah.
talks to me has to reflect that she respects me.
Mm-hmm.
She reveres me. She looks up to me.
That's right.
Otherwise, that's
Admire.
that's where the problem comes in. Is
Mm-hmm.
if a woman doesn't understand the value that I have and tries to put me in a box with other males like they have to understand they talking to like somebody who they really should respect. And if they
Right.
respect me and admire me and revere me,
That's right.
that's what's gonna make me love them.
Mm-hmm.
So you know what I mean? That's what I personally am into. It doesn't matter what industry you're in. I don't care about your money. I got my own money. I don't there ain't nothing you can do to impress me with any accolades. The only thing that matters is your energy and the way that you treat me. Like I just want to be
That's
treated
right.
like I feel like I'm appreciated all the time. And if I'm not appreciated,
That's
I
right.
don't want to be there. You know what I'm saying?
But
Cause
that's
I
a king.
appreciate
You
me.
know what I mean? Like that's
Yes,
the king. That's the king aspect in my eyes. You know, when you respect and admire a man, like one of my biggest pet peeves with people is that how they, decharacterize each other, as significant others online. Like I'm like, how do you, if you don't respect your partner, then nobody else will respect you. And you're a reflection of them. So if you're disrespecting them online, if you're talking crazy in front of people, like the way I was raised is whatever we discuss is behind closed doors amongst each other in a relationship. You never argue in front of people. You never, display that level of, just disrespect to each other amongst other people. And you talk about it in private. You know what I mean? Like, and I think that's where I think it's no longer privacy anymore. It's like people want to humiliate other people and they want to, demasculinize the man in some way because a lot of women feel like they have to be the man now, and or they're more dominant in a lot of ways. I think that women are way more dominant now. So it takes a lot to find a woman who can be a submissive and to be, and be understanding and be respectful to a man in that sense because she doesn't know how to in a lot of senses. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think that it plays a big factor in it, but it also plays a big factor in the fact that you understand what you are looking for in a woman. You know what I'm saying? Like, I find that a lot of men don't know what they're looking for. You know, they don't know necessarily that they want a woman who values them, who values their opinion, who values, what they have to say and is not going to be disrespectful to them. Like,
that's
that's
it. Like
hard. That's not
I don't.
easy.
And you just hit the nail on the head. Like when I speak, I want a woman to value what I say, not to think twice on it, not to argue with me,
That's
not
right.
to tell me how she thinks that I want her to value what I'm saying and look at me as
That's
her
right.
teacher and leader and educator. And so if
It's hard.
she doesn't have that respect towards me and she doesn't look up towards me, she doesn't look at me as somebody who's intelligent, she thinks she's smarter than me, we're gonna
That's right.
clash. Like you have
We're
to
gonna clash.
acknowledge that I'm the smart one. You have to acknowledge that I'm the leader, that I'm the provider. You know what I'm saying? That
Right.
mentally, it's not about money.
Right.
I am the
Right.
provider financially. You know what I'm saying? I do live in a $500,000 house in Atlanta, but it's not about the money. It's about
No.
I look
The
to
leadership.
you
It's about
for
the lead,
answers.
you know?
Yeah, I want a leader because I'm not trying to I'm not trying to have a leader. I'm a dominant. There's not a submissive bone in my body. I'm an alpha male. It's handcuffs beside the bed right now. You want the fluffy ones or you want the joints with the, you know what I'm saying, that are real stiff. I'm a real dominant. Like you can't, like there's nothing submissive. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I don't even want a bitch to ride me. I'll hit it from the back. We good. I'm in control. You know what I'm saying? So like it's a real dominant. I want a submissive, not a pretend. Like for real, because if you pretending, you gonna be uncomfortable quick. If you pretending to be submissive, then you gonna be uncomfortable real quick. Because I'm not pretending. I'm really dominant. You know what I'm saying? Like it's not an image. I'm like, this is really me. So if you're pretending to be submissive, to be able to fall in line and then think you can manipulate or twist it, boy, are you in for a bad time. Don't do it. Just acknowledge.
But
you're not a submissive woman. Keep it moving. You're not submissive. You ain't gonna like it here.
That ain't gonna like it. Like, and that's the new thing, though. I think that, you know, I was listening to Drake and SZA's new song, Slime You Out. And I was like, dude, this is everyday life right now. Like, you know, it's so crazy because I'm like, dude, this is why I don't date. This is why I've been single for as long as I've been, because people play too many mind games. Everybody wants to feel like they're superior than the other person mentally. And they're trying to always have that one up on them. And it's just like, if I got to do all that and if I got to figure you out and like question where you've been or what you're doing, like I don't even want to deal with you at that point in life, at this point in life. You know what I mean? Like it's just too much energy. Like I always used to tell my ex, you know, if I gotta worry about what you're doing, then I'm not getting to the money. You're fucking up my money. You understand? If you keep a woman secure and satisfied, she will never have to worry about, you know, half the things that these women are worried about. And it's just like men have lost that je ne sais quoi in a lot of senses because they're just all over the place. So they're like trying to please this one, trying to please that one. Like, listen, until you can learn to please one and satisfy one woman, you're really not doing anything. You're not fulfilling any need. You know what I mean? You're just a temporary fix. And a lot of times that's what I see now. It's like people just want temporary. They're not even, girls are now at the point where they don't even want relationships. They just want to hook up. So what do you do to that sense? You know what I mean?
Well, so like it's been my experience. They don't want to hook up. They want to rap about hooking up, and they want to act like they want to hook up. But then when you get them in person, they be like, "I'm not that type of girl," or like, "What do you think?" Like, you know what I mean? Or like, it's weird. It's really, really, really weird. Because I am authentic and I'm real. So I'm gonna hold them to that. Like if I hear you on a song talking about how you do this, that, and the other, like I'm gonna hold you to that standard. So I'm not going to treat you with respect. Don't expect it. I'm gonna treat you exactly how you're saying you love to be thrown around and fucked on the counter. Like I'm not going to treat you like respect when you make songs and you go do podcasts with people talking about your personal sex life and they be going crazy. Like I don't know what it is, but you get a hoe in front of a camera on a podcast. They will tell everything that they have ever done with everybody. They will get all of it's insane. I don't get it. Like you put a hoe on a podcast, and she'll tell you whose ass she ate. It's crazy. I don't understand it. Like, but guess what? Here's the thing.
I put out a blog a couple of weeks ago about that because of Sexy Red and her comment about basically having sex on her menstruation. And I was just like totally mortified by the shit that she said, honestly, because I was just like, really? Like you would really, some things you just keep to yourself. Some things are not meant for you know, the world.
Hey,
I just think
these
that
new.
it's like they do it for ratings. It's like ratings. It's like whatever's gonna get people riled up to be that,
Yep,
you know, trending topic. That's what they're saying now. And then
it
when you
is.
get them
Yep,
in their face, they're innocent, quiet little preacher girls, and it's like, wait a minute,
yep, yep.
you
And
can't be, you know?
it's really weird. And as a man in Atlanta, I deal with it all the time because these girls are ratchet on their songs, and
That's right.
I'm kind of somebody that they want to hang out with. So they not like that in real life. They're just not.
No.
None of them are. It's a conflict because I'm really like that, right? I'm ratchet in songs, ratchet in real life. Like if I
That's
say
right.
some crazy,
What you got?
you know what I'm saying, then you better believe I'm going to be that same person, whether it's 10 people in the room or just me and you or whatever it is. That's
That's
me.
right.
So it
That's
creates
you.
a conflict because they're actually expecting me to be fake. You see
That's
what I'm
right.
saying? They're
Right.
expecting, oh, I thought your shit was just the image too.
Right. No.
No,
This ain't an image.
it's not an
This is the
image
real
over here.
NOXBOND.
This is just
Tell me,
me.
where did you get the name NOXBOND from?
So
And
originally
then
it
we're
was
gonna wrap it up.
noxious. So originally it was noxious.
Uh-huh.
Noxious means physically harmful to all living beings. So I knew
Okay.
right off gate I'm dangerous. So
Yep.
and then I met Vincent Norman, who's my agent, and he gave me my name Knox Bond. Matter of fact, let me see if I can remember. I just did a song called Knox Bond. I said, Vincent Norman gave me my name. He said I'm smooth. I get these bitches and I'm dangerous. Bitch, we gorillas, you get slain. I got that 40. I ain't come here on a plane. Hey, you know what I mean? It's called Knox Bond. Y'all got to check it out on
Hey.
the show. But yeah. Vincent Norman gave me my name. And he said it's because I'm smooth and I get these bitches and I'm dangerous. Yeah.
I just love it. I love it. I love it. Knox, you are a light and just somebody that I think has so much to offer. And I am just so humble and so grateful that we had this time to talk tonight. I appreciate you.
It's my pleasure. I'm glad to have you on Next Level. Like I said, I'll make sure that you get put in the chat
Yes.
room. So since you're on
Yes.
Next Level, we a lifetime family. You know what I mean? So
That's right.
it's like we locked in. We locked in till the wheels fall off. And then people get to
Right.
just see us grow bigger and bigger and bigger. There's people who've been watching for 15 years and like Kingpin, right? Kingpin been watching for 10 years. And
Right.
he went from seeing me hire him to promote him as me being an artist with everybody else in an equal, he's solid with his own eyes. You know what I'm saying?
That's
Me
right.
hire him, hey man, don't know what the fuck I'm doing. Here's some money, help me. To now I'm the big dog. I'm whatever. I'm the owner of the syndicate, and the syndicate became the #1 DJ coalition on Google. I just want to point this
That's
out,
right.
y'all. It's a lot of DJ coalitions, and they've been around for
That's
a
right.
long time. And it's a lot of records sold. It's a lot of power in DJ coalitions. If you understood what it means that I'm the #1 DJ coalition on Google and not those guys, it would give you a true understanding.
That's right. That's
It would
right.
give you a true
It's
understanding.
all
Like
about
why?
the analytics.
It's all about the traffic. What people don't know is I have a website that's in the top 5% of GoDaddy's traffic in all genres.
Wow.
Top
Wow.
5% of
That's
GoDaddy's
big.
traffic. So, like I said, they sleep on me. Holler at me when you got a budget. I could do the same thing for other people's website. Like if a DJ coalition came to me
That's
with
right.
like $50,000 and was like, "Hey, can you make us the #1 DJ coalition on Google?" I'd be like, You know what I mean? Like business is business, yo. Like
Now
could
you're
I
looking at how much
outdo?
have I invested? Right. It's business.
Because guess what I'm going to do 6 months later? I'm going to go back and make Next Level #1 again. You want to hire me again to be #1 for another 6 months?
That's right.
So, you know, I'm here.
That's right.
Any artist.
That's the business. That's the game,
it.
You know?
That's it. So, I understand everything that you see me do for myself, I can do for you.
That's right.
I can get artists on all these platforms. I either have to like you or you have to pay me. If you understand what the fuck I'm saying, I'm telling you. If you like me and I like you, that's all I personally, because I can do it for myself for free all day. I do it for my labels. I just put PvE Pluto up here, Lucchese, Trill Will. Like, I'm being dead ass serious with you. Man, just treat me nice. Just understand I'm a really good fucking friend to have. I'm like the only dude in the industry who could sign you to Universal Music Group without nobody's permission. Just because I want to, hey, congratulations. You're fucking signed to Universal. Y'all treat me with the motherfucking respect I deserve. That's all I want. That's all I want. Treat me like I would treat somebody if they could change my fucking life with a stroke of a pen and give me $10,000 of free promotion with a phone call. That's all I want. Because if y'all really do shit right now, I'm a human being. So all you got to do is make me like you, and you might fuck around and get a track that's produced by Lil Wayne's producer and shows up on DigiWax and Sway in the morning. I don't know what the fuck y'all waiting for.
That's right. That's right. They can't wait no more because we're going to push this interview to the next level. We got so much jewels and so much information now that we can tell the world about NOXBOND. And again, I just look forward to what's next, and for Next Level, and being a part of that movement is important. And I just want to see it go to the top. So it's ultimate level of success.
So the stated goal is 10,000 members. You know, we need 10,000 DJs. So once we get there, then we'll be in a position where we can get 100,000 DJs. But, you know, we got to just keep moving the goal. Keep moving the goal. We hit that 1,000 mark. I want to give a special shout out to your fans. They've been very interactive. I appreciate y'all. Yeah. Thank you for tuning in.
Yes. If you guys want to follow, definitely go follow NOXBOND Next Level DJ Coalition. Stay in the loop because I'm going to keep pushing his music. I actually got some great feedback and engagement on the reels that I posted with your music. So shout out to you. I hope that, you know, comes up, you know, and then we keep pushing the bar. We keep setting the bar high, you know, so I look forward to that.
I'm with it. Y'all go download Lit. It's on Vertigo. I think we had 200 downloads the first 8 hours, something like that. DJ downloads, mind you. We're trending on Audio Mac, on Bigger Rankings Audio Mac. You know, they dropped it on the Audio Mac, and then that went trending. I think they just did another like it's on a whole bunch of stuff. So Lit right now is the record that we're pushing. Me, PvE Pluto, Trill Will, Lucchese, produced by Seb Wins, for Next Level Media, which is my production company, but they don't hear me though.
That's right. Thank you, Nox. You have a great night.
All right. Thank you so much. I appreciate your time.
Yes. You have a great night.
All right. Be blessed.
Bye.
Oh, yeah. We definitely want to give a shout out to all of our sponsors. Whoa. Without you guys, it couldn't be possible. I got something special in mind for you guys. I'm thinking about going a little harder with it. Getting all of your logos put on this varsity jacket while I run down on this TAB campaign. Don't be surprised if you see a logo on a hard varsity, customized by reps and scales. Yeah.
Just to give me some more. Houston, Atlanta, Alabama, it's savage like PvE tour. Red door, call up my ops and they live in the morgue. Real life and no life is next. I'm a syndicate shit, I'm the Lord. Yeah, when it rained, it poured. Blood on my Jordans. I go to the store and spend your morgue. Just to give me some more.
What people gotta really understand, nobody gotta support you, first of all. So I used to take that personal. I used to be like, damn, nobody's supporting me, nobody's playing my records, nobody's really rocking with me in the city like that. And then I realized it's not personal. You just gotta make them a believer. If they don't believe you tomorrow, cool. Focus on who is rocking with you, and then you circle back and you come get them on the way back. What people gotta really understand,
you gotta understand that this is about marketing. Like, this whole thing is about marketing. It's about your image. It's about your story. You gotta be appealing to people. A lot of artists just have MySpace and just have, you know, a couple songs and don't have a website, don't have marketing. You gotta understand that this is about marketing. Like, this whole thing is.
Sponsor love, Paul Jones, the Barber's Barber, the DJ Connect That, Up North City Girls, royalty of Enunati, El Boogie the Chef, Reps and Scales, Fly Brand Corporation, Pillsbury Turtle, Aid. Oh yeah. Sponsor love, Paul Jones, the Barber's Barber, the DJ Connect That, Up North City Girls, royalty